Hello and welcome back to another episode of Injustice For All MMA. My name is David, and this episode is for UFC Fight Night, Luque versus Muhammad. So far tonight, long night of fights, 14 fights, and it wasn't in the back of my head, but it was obviously in the front. The two obvious things, two injustices. One that doesn't seem like an injustice, I guess, to a lot of people's scorecards, but I personally think it is. But one that is most definitely an injustice. We'll go straight to the scorecards. First injustice is Leavitt versus Ogden. My scorecard was 29-28 for Ogden, and I gave him a 10-9 in the first and the third. On the judges' scorecards, it's a little different, obviously. Junichiro Kamicho had it the same way I had it, and then Mike Bell and Anthony Manis had it 29-28 for Leavitt, giving Leavitt a 10-9 in the second and the third. So the only part that we're a little miffed on, really, is the third round. Just before I get to the third round, I put a close marker on the second round. I was kind of uneven about it, and the reason I gave the second to Leavitt. The reason why I was really uneven about it is because all Leavitt landed really were mostly leg kicks, but I gave him the round because I felt he outstruck him via leg kicks. And then all Ogden threw were body shots, but not enough to where he had beaten Leavitt. So that's why I scored it for Leavitt, but I put a close marker there. So maybe in hindsight, I wouldn't have put the close marker there. I wouldn't have put it could have gone either way. But in my head, I scored it for Leavitt. So that's what matters. To the third round. In the third round, Ogden got 2 takedowns. Leavitt got a takedown with a little bit of ground and pound. But here's the key factor here. While Ogden had 2 takedowns and really did nothing with them, really, and Leavitt had a takedown and had a little bit of ground and pound, nothing serious, Ogden was mostly active on the bottom. He was more active than Leavitt was on top. Much more active, to where that gives him the round. That is 100% his round. I'm surprised that they did not give it to him in that third round. He was so active on bottom. It made no sense not to give it to him. So, I think that was just a bad decision by the other 2 judges. The next injustice was one that really shocked me. It probably shocked me more than I thought it would. Let me go there real quick. It's Bueno Silva versus Yanan. I had scored this 29-28 for Yanan, giving her a 10-9 in the second and the third. Mike Bell had it 29-28 for Silva. Adelaide Bird had a 29-28 for Silva, and the Junichiro Kamicho had a 30-27 for Silva. First, it's just bad. It's just bad. So 30-27 is just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So let's start off with that. On my scorecard, we won't even talk about the third round, because the third round, all 3. No, actually, again, for anyone listening, I look at these as I'm recording. I'll explain the last 2 rounds, since the first round isn't in question. It's the last 2 rounds. So, in the second round, Yanan outstruck Bueno Silva, got a takedown, but Bueno Silva had a submission attempt. This is 100% Yanan's round. I'm surprised that, hell, Adelaide Bird is the only one who had this round for Yanan. The other 2 judges had it the other way. Now we go to the third round, where Yanan obviously outstruck Bueno Silva. Now, it's close, but it's not close to where you're kind of picking and shoot. Like, she outstruck her well enough to win that round. And Mike Bell gives the third round to Yanan, but the first two go to Bueno Silva. And again, Junichiro Kamijo gives all 3 rounds to Bueno Silva. And the Adelaide Bird gives the last round to Bueno Silva. It's jumbled up the whole way around. It's jumbled up, but I think they got this one wrong. Straight to the honorable mentions. First honorable mention is Nunes versus Hughes. I had it 29-27. There was the point deduction in the third, which rounded it out to a 10-8 for Hughes because of the point deduction. The judges. Douglas Crosby had a 29-27 for Hughes. Saul D'Amata, same way. And then Adelaide Bird had it 28-28, with her giving a 10-9 for Nunes in the second round. That's an honorable mention there for Adelaide Bird. It's in that second round. While it was close on strikes, Hughes got a takedown with ground and pound to end the round. Just bad scorecard there for Adelaide Bird. Next honorable mention is Klose versus Jenkins. This one isn't a serious honorable mention. I had it 10-9 in the first for Klose, but all three judges had a 10-8. Understandable. I'm not going to fight it. You know how I get mad at 10-8s, but I'm not going to fight it because it's fair. It's fair. Klose had 2 takedowns, dropped Jenkins, and he outstruck him. And if you combine that all together, it's a possible 10-8. And all 3 judges had it as a 10-8. So there's that. Then we go to the last honorable mention. It's the main event, Luque versus Muhammad. Obviously, I had it 49-46 for Muhammad. The judges, 2 of them had it, I believe, the same way. Yeah, 2 of them had it, I believe, the same way. It was Derek Clearly who had it the same way. Saul D'Amata also had it the same way. We all had it to where we gave all the rounds to Muhammad, minus the third round, a 10-9 for Luque. But Chris Lee had it 48-47. He gave it 10-9 to Luque in the third and the fourth. Honorable mention to him for that one. It's just no. In the fourth round, it's an obvious round for Muhammad. In that third round, it was close on the feet, but Muhammad got a takedown with little ground and pound. Strikes were close on the feet. Muhammad got a takedown to separate the difference. There. Honorable mention there to Chris Lee. That's all I got. Nothing really to add. It's a long card. A lot of decisions, but it was mildly entertaining. It was entertaining here and there, but, standard card. Thank you for listening, and God bless.